everyone, my name is Roshni and I'm going to be one of your MCs for tonight's event. By the end of the night, we're going to get to know a lot about each other. So to start it off, let me tell you a little bit about myself. I'm a junior at JP who likes to sing and dance. Alright, now let's get back on topic. If this is in fact your first time at a poetry slam, we want to fill you in on a few things so that you understand the flow. In a slam, when you really like what a poet is expressing, we encourage you to snap. We also encourage the ahas and the occasional yes. So make sure that you show the poets some love, even in the comfort of your own homes. It is nerve-wracking to perform and share your truth, so let's remember that in the end, we all are part of the JP community.
Hello, my name is Robert Dudash, and I will also be the MC for tonight's event. I'm a junior at JP who loves all things fashion, food, adventuring with friends, and New York. Before we officially begin, here's how the poets will be scored. Each poet will be scored based on physicality, voice and articulation, theatrical quality, writing, and overall performance. The scores will be calculated and checked. At the end of the show, we will be awarding a first, second, and third prize winner. We believe in the power of spoken word to inspire our youth to make a change in society. Our mission is to create a platform for the students of JP Stevens to express themselves through performance poetry. Our theme this year is Connection. We are proud to introduce you to the 2021 JPS Poetry Slam.
It's Varsha Company Party, and today I'm going to be reciting the poem this time. Ending my lives, listening from afar, tuned to the melodies of the whisper, left in a scar. Heartfelt welcome, though not there, felt through the presence everywhere. Confused? Nay, I warn, this is the harmony sung through a song. Touched by the presence and the feel of the notes, my heart turned towards the falls. The power so deep and mesmerized, conveyed by the essence to the ones who listen, delighting my sound as it seems, tougher the ones not too keen. Attention to details needed to feel. When you realize it's not just the song that you see, the semblance by the person who touches their heart, not knowing how to learn. The power of the song to those who listen might be left apart in juxtaposition. The meaning it conveys through the person, only visible through the fact of the song. Listen carefully and you might hear a gong that takes you elsewhere, to the depths of the seas and years of peace. The moment you hear it, you feel something sting, the sting that gets you the heartfelt blink. In a nanosecond, you realize your heart racing, your breath stopping, and towards the person you feel, stinginess that once never felt, the pain of connection to see deep. Thank you.
My name is Kashish Bardwaj, and I will be reciting my poem titled Numb. 2 years ago, my friends and I met at the park. Our connection was strong. Now, a little less than a year ago, that connection is gone. I do not have the energy nor the will to wake up. I do not have the energy nor the will to make up or fake up. More has happened in my life in 1 year than in the other 14, but somehow I can still sit down and say that I am okay when clearly I am not. I cannot meet family without wondering where did they go, who did they meet, when before all I thought was without them, how am I complete? What is this connection that we all speak about? The connection of affection, the objection to suppression, the complexion of perfection, the fear of rejection. Is this what connection is now? To sit in front of a screen for 7 hours a day and fake all the smiles and say, ah yes. How are the kids? Are they okay? When clearly you do not care about where they are or where they stay. Depression rates have gone higher. Is this your connection? Suicide rates are skyrocketing. Is this your connection? People are scared to leave their homes. Is this your connection? Don't tell me you're trying when you could care less about my crying. Don't tell me you're trying when your 12-year-old son wants to jump from the bridge and start flying. And definitely don't tell me you're trying when every day, little by little, you're dying. Dying but applying your mascara because you need mascara of sadness. No one likes a crying face, right? Welcome to the year 2020. Here we have the daughters being called ugly, the sons hiding the depression calling it funny, fathers struggling to get money, and the mothers keeping the house together like old honey. Welcome to the year 2020, where mobile devices have become our destruction. Where we were supposed to connect, it became our addiction. They are now in so much demand that mass production has become normal, but price reduction ceases to happen. My heart aches at the thought of connection. I haven't seen my friends in forever. I haven't had the same smiles that I used to. At this point, it's just whatever. We were supposed to connect through our voices, through music. Who cares if I like Taylor or if I like BTS? Should that make me any different? Who cares if you like boys, girls, or both? Should that leave you with no hope? What is connection when we open our arms to high domestic abuse rates and tip our disgustingly high hats to suicide by hate? This game I called life has beaten me many times in checkmate. And people I know now have anorexia and they claim it's losing weight. Connection for what? Connection to the Wi-Fi because your wife wished you to say hi? Connection to the school because shoot, there was an essay due, right? Or connection to each other's hearts, something we knew we have but forgot to find. This lack of human connection has left me insecure. All I remember is the power connections connecting me to someone who wishes to connect with me across the world. I cannot meet my grandmother who loves me so dearly. I cannot meet my friend of 15 years because she needs to get clean hourly. And I cannot meet my only 3 school friends because it's too risky. The amount of things I have experienced due to the lack of human connection is honestly scary. I must wear a cloth around my face because connection could now kill me. The thick cloth slowly suffocating me till I cannot breathe. What's more upsetting is that there's now a vaccine, but we refuse to take it. Not the vaccine to a pandemic, but the vaccine to the reason we refuse to commit. Can this vaccine to a global crisis be the vaccine to our anti-socialism? Can this vaccine be the vaccine to all the hate that we've experienced in one short year? The answer lies in front of us, and it seems so clear, yet we do not believe that it's anywhere near. Welcome to this empty shell that we call home. Like ghosts, we roam. Like this is only a temporary syndrome, but no. The lives lost cannot be brought back. I wear self-hate like a backpack, while the rich kick back and tweet, times are hard for both you and me. When they are not on their knees pleading for a source of income, they eat the word destitute like bubblegum and sit the word communist, burning at the tips of their tongues. They aren't like you and me. We'll be built to connect with one another. Homo sapiens, not homophobics. Feminism, not sexism. Love, not lust. I must come on terms and trust that people like you could change the world for me. Help them see how much we plead for a world where we can both be happy. I cannot see myself looking back on today, 10 years later, and say what a wonderful time we had together. When together wasn't even in the picture. It was just me, myself, and I. Every night I try so hard not to cry. I try hard not to remember the invisible black sky that hangs before all of our eyes and makes everyone we see the bad guy. Every night I can feel myself die. I can feel the noose which I call a necktie. I can feel the gut feeling which I call a third eye, but no one seems to hear my cries. It's sad to see the great United States of America advance in line connection, but is stumped when it comes to human affection. I was able to find myself and laugh with my family in 2020 and 2021. Yet at this very moment, all I feel is numb.
Hi everyone, my name is Arjun Dave, and this is my poem, Locked In. When we talk about connection, we think of friends and family. But communication is the key to how we show love for you, your neighbor, and me. It's easy to block out those who show compassion and care. And it's even easier to sit in despair. Over the past year, we've all lived the same life, locked and trapped inside this box we call a house. We have had to adapt by adding hours of screen time. We fill a void in our heart, like trying to push an empty shopping cart. From endless talks of 2 weeks off, here we are. A year later, still waiting the time when we can turn quarantine mode off. Why do we use technology to simulate the life we want? www stood for World Wide Web, but now it means the entire world to us. We have faced valleys and mountains in hopes of trying to get out, but we flipped any coins into any fountains. I've been remembering the memories from 1 year ago, when DIYs and Netflix marathons were the norm. Here we are, a year later, still waiting the time when immunity forms. FaceTiming and calling to reconnect, but the only thing on the screen is reconnecting. ... All social batteries exhausted after staring at a medium-sized screen for school and work. And we get distracted with the small screen. Work, watch, eat, sleep. Work, watch, eat, sleep. Work, watch, eat, sleep. An endless loop we've been accustomed to. So when friends and family ask, what's new? We wonder what we've done for past months and what to tell them too. Talking to an automated system has created a black hole in the human organism. Now we sit and ponder to see if a virus has made us stronger. Thank you.
The Pursuit of Connection by Yugurika Gautam. No one ever appreciates the very people that have been there from the start, the very people who make the pillars of our identity. Maybe it's a childhood friend, maybe it's your first crush, maybe it's your teachers, maybe it's your parents, or maybe it's the lonely grandpa next door who gave you candy whenever you saw him, but you never realized that the candy might be poison. A poison designed to trap you in, a poison that might make you want to ask him, how are you? A poison that might make you want to care. Maybe it was his fault for giving when he truly wanted you to give, a drop of kindness, a drop of sweetness, a drop of affection. Maybe he wanted to meet an angel, not the ones you meet when you die, but the ones that give you hope to live. And maybe that was the reason for his loneliness. These people might seem insignificant, but the moment we realize they've left forever, our bodies mysteriously crave to be hugged by them. Our minds crave to talk, to exchange information and memories with them once again. I'm not trying to scare you. I'm trying to warn you that the invisible string that connects us is not going to be there forever. So the pursuit of connection is not so much meeting with new people, but it's reconnecting with the ones we've lost, not so much physically, but mentally, because these people are the ones fighting the hardest battles, even when their battle scars are hidden under heavy layers. So all we can do is be there for each other, ask them about their day, ask them if they ate or at least had water, tell them about how important they are, tell them about your dreams and aspirations, tell them about the stars, tell them about how the moon glistens at night so beautifully that it's hard to see anything else, and if they still leave, at least the moon will come and hug you to forget the pain. But one day the moon will leave and you will have to bear the pain alone, and you will realize the moon only shines so brightly because they were there to watch it with you. And then you will realize how beautiful connection truly is, because there's nothing, absolutely nothing, that can compare to the euphoria of being understood. Thank you.
This is an original poem by Nicholas Kimball titled Blown Away. My ears are blown by the wind. The waves pound the cliffs. My worries drift as I close my eyes. There's just no time on my watch out here. My mind is soothed by the tranquility I'm experiencing here. My soul is soothed by the wind. When I look over the water, I feel as though my life has come to a halt. Over the clouds, the sun sets. However, the orange light all around me makes me content. When the evening approaches, I believe I am exactly where I need to be. It just feels like such a wonderful thing to be surrounded by nature this evening. I stop and ponder, where will life take me? But what I want right now is for time to just slow down, to enjoy and feel free at this moment, to clear my mind and find joy within this second. It's hours like these that I love. Beautiful conditions and beautiful evenings, it does not seem to be much, but it's times like these that I want to hold on to. For the first time in my life, I feel as if life is flawless. Too many difficult days when my happiness was missing. I'm listening to the birds and seeing the clouds. I'd be able to close my eyes and vanish into the darkness. As the waves begin to pound against the cliffs, I feel my heart open up with joy. The day is coming to an end. I begin to journal the experience I'm having now. The journal reads, "The outside is a beautiful place. if you take the time to look closely, and how blessed we are that this paradise is only a short distance away. Thank you.
I'm Mahima and this is my poem, Constellations. A million years ago, someone looked up at the stars and connected some dots. Now here we are. Everyone around me is looking for something. Ursa Major, Gemini, I might just start to cry. Ursa Minor, Capricornus, what's the point of all this mess? Aries, Libra, Taurus, I didn't sign up for this. What do they see when they look up at those dots? What could they possibly see that I cannot? Since time immemorial, we look up at those stars, but our zodiac signs, they don't know what we are. What do we think we might find in that sky that keeps us forever searching? I could join the whimsical little hunt, but is there any purpose? I wonder if someday I'll know what it means to find meaning in something that doesn't mean anything. I look up at the stars and I see no answer, just an endless sea of spheres of light. But I guess maybe they see exactly what I see, or what I don't. There's nothing, just stars connected like dots. And maybe that's what irks me, this terrible human need, the human need to find something, this human need to believe. And why do they believe in something so useless? The simple answer being, why not? The sad answer being, it's hopeless. Stargazing, no meaning, what are we doing? The answer likely lies in sorcery or witchcraft. So maybe they don't see anything in the stars, but they believe that they can, so they believe that they are. And so I think they're just trying to connect some dots between themselves and their great big universe. And with that thought, I look up to the sky, and I think maybe I can try to connect some dots.
The Clock by Manavi Panchani. As they fade, drop by drop, piece by piece, eyes closed, hands clasped, the clock ticks. They smile and tell each other that it's too late. They cry and tell each other that it's okay, that there is a tomorrow past today, a tomorrow past the suffering, a tomorrow past the pain and anger and sorrow and hurt and all the darkness of today. The clock ticks. The minutes pass. One figure stills, the other shakes, filled with the loss of today. And tomorrow, the clock ticks, but the loss remains. And the next day, the clock ticks, but the loss remains. And the day after that, the clock ticks, but the loss remains. And the next day, and the next, and the next, the clock keeps ticking, but the loss doesn't fade. It doesn't fade yet. Day by day, tick by tick, the memories from before the loss come back. Their smiles, their laughter, their joy, their life, the happiness behind the sorrow, the reasons they mourn today, the reasons they still live today. The clock ticks, and the loss doesn't fade, but the sorrow and pain does, and the joy of life returns.
Bluetooth, The Aftermath by Camelia Roy. I love driving, but I never drive without music. So I reach into my bag, one hand trying to feel for the edges of my phone, one hand steady on the steering wheel, eyes steady on the road for the most part. Panicking, because something that should take a minute is starting to feel like hours. Okay, finally, I have it in my hand. Hey Siri, open Spotify and play Teen Beats. Nothing's playing. 12 minutes into my drive, I was 12, and I can't connect my phone to my car? Try aux off, Bluetooth on, or Bluetooth off, aux on. Nope. Nothing. Panic. Cars merging, lanes ending, honk so loud it feels numbing. Panic. What do? I need music. There is no way I can just sit without it. That is how sour the taste of silence is to me. That is how much you did to me. I remember when I was younger, I traced the gray cement with my fingers, just waiting for the day I could drive, letting my hair follow the crisp waves of the wind. Just me, the trees, the bees, the breeze, and the seasonal pollen, of course. I guess I wasn't always so scared of silence. No. Now, I need music because the screaming silence that day was unbearable. The screaming silence since there's unrepairable. The screaming silence after you disconnected my Bluetooth is unforgettable. You have taken something I thought would be mine to give, so now I guess I have to sit in silence. Before you ask, I will not forgive. Beware the call of the void. It's compelling compliance. Voices from that dark pit under the bridge, booming. I switch over 3 lanes, I'm being serenaded. All I wanted was to listen to songs, and now I guess I'll listen to the call. It's the only sound, of course I'll be drawn. Is it false to want to be as free as fawn? Time is moving. Your haunting memory will soon be gone. Wait, hold on. 17 minutes into my drive, I am 17. I see something. A memory? A serenity? My sister and I dancing. Yeah, I'm still in the right lane, but she's jumping so high, prancing. She has dreams of peaceful silence. I will be the protector I wish I had. I will give her guidance. As I breathe out, I control my mind, pressing the brakes, breaking your binds, sound other than void I hope I will find, because now only that will decide. And there it is, the bumps on the road, a sound so lovely I cannot ignore. I am a dancer after all. I will find rhythm. I'm breaking my wall. From here I will restore. With or without music, I will not go to war with those saying that it was what I wore, because I will save my energy to be a mentor. I don't need my Bluetooth to connect anymore. I am strong and worthy, then, now, and evermore. Thank you.
Hey guys, my name is Edith here, and this is my poem called Reflection. Day 15. Open, here is the lever I use to open a gate that opens up to that world. One step, and I float higher than the voices, further from the hate. Oh, it's important to close the lever. She can't escape. This is my first time. Wish I had a manual to guide me on how to see me, since I don't want to mess it up. Why is it dark over there? Where are the flying cars, robots, and all that stuff? She stood rigid, hair flowing on her face, tears from her eyes. My eyes. Open, here. No, wait, I need to close it. I rush to the bathroom. I break my favorite perfume. Wait, I'm completely fine. Day 265. I lost my mask. Wait, it's on the lever. Should I take a peek again? Dare I take a peek again? I came back from the protest. I closed the gate only to find she had deep scars on her dark skin. Scars that scar me. They scare me. I take off my mask. This dark face now has the scars. Open here now closes behind me as I use all the band-aids. They don't give the aid I want. Officially, a year. My hands feel like soap. I wonder if she felt the same way. Open here now looks like open her with all the fingerprints I've left. I don't want to have to clean that up. I float as far as I can. She won't let me come to her. She became a good mother, laughing with her kids. How did I learn to smile?
Varsha Santo, Twin Fears. How strange is it, the sameness that strangers share, how our paths tangle in an instant as we walk through the air, how my tread is tentative as I try and avoid anxiety brewing inside me, the buzzing white noise. And our minds, mirrors of each other that dare not meet, lest we create tunnels of reflection on this unassuming street. Carefully I'm correcting my calves, my feet. What do you see when you're seeing past me? My stomach clenches, my knuckles draw nearer. Could it be what I see past in the mirror? Past ugly scars, past clumsy stances, past mistakes and future glances. I see straight ahead, but my thoughts begin to travel. What are you seeing as my mind unravels? What if I look over? Do I dare? What if you catch me catching you in your stare? What if we both give in and say yes? I see you, and I've darkened my disquiet, but now you're seeing me too. We wouldn't have to wait for that quick backwards glance like wilted wallflowers afraid to bloom or to dance. I see your nonchalance when you look straight ahead. But then you look at me and soften, a bashed smile instead. A puff of air and relief escapes my worried lips, and I try not to laugh at our own foolishness. Let's leave indifference, dear stranger, for our fears are simply twins. For the strangeness that we share is big, so go on, lift your chin. Let us lift our lips in love at each other. Let's love without knowing the first thing of one another. If all there is to see is the crinkle of your crow's feet and a blink that says goodbye. If all you get to see is me shying away from being shy, let's tug outwards on the strings that take us from this tryst. Let's leave this labyrinth together, though we take diverging twists, chewing on our cheeks, blood warm from what we shared. Our opposite lives overlapped at this coordinate pair. For a moment, you knew me, like a memory, so if you'll allow, I'll forget the word stranger. May I call you my friend now? Thank you.
Hello, my name is Edith Zhao, and my poem is called The Sled. One winter day, snowbag not, as my bio teacher will say, my mom peels us away from the computer. We stand outside, my brother and I, on our driveway, and I don't know what to say. We've just finished with school online. He has autism and says few words of his own, but we get along perfectly fine. At least, we did. It's been a while. Lately we've grown distant. The days we played and jumps we made, I think of those and miss them. So, what do you want to do? I try, my arms tightly clenched, my lip cracks from the chill. Silent still. I muse. I have like 100 projects due, and I am 10 times more stressed than I need to be. I've been told that repeatedly. He doesn't answer, but I know he hears. I shift my feet and look within the garage and see something I'd forgotten. We can go sled, I guess. And he replies, yes. So I snag the white rope attached to the old sled and drag it down. It's long and narrow of gray plastic, elastic by now after all those years. A canoe that floats on frozen flakes instead of water. I trudge the way back to the yard. I've typed so long my eyes are scarred. I think of nothing but what's due. I think of nothing but what to do when this ride ends. With each tread the stress still mocks me in my head. The sled I loosely yank behind, dragging in the heavy snow. I go, he follows, and we find a snowy hill, all fortified, with pitfall traps beneath our feet. It's deep, a bit above our knees. Snow Megadon indeed. I set the sled at the pinnacle, right hand grasping the pulling string. At the way down the vessel warily peaks, but nevertheless still holds with a squeak, as my brother clambers in, thin fingers clutching the rim edge. Ready, set, go, he declares. He says, and we're off! And we're sailing, and we're flying, and we're timeless, and my right arm strains, my lungs heave, but aimless, tired with each step, each stumble, each kick, flicker at my wisps of floating frost, and it pounds back down again. And that's when my brother grins. He giggles. He laughs. And then there's light in his smile. A light that I haven't seen in a long while. Visions of the past take shape fast as we pass and vanish quickly as I sprint, as I dash, and I laugh and we laugh, and I'm sure that right there my brother and I could have sailed anywhere. At the hill's base, we leap and we fall on a puff of powdery white fluff, unabated, exhilarated, all too happy to climb back up. But as I again set the sled at the pinnacle down, he says, "Stacey, sit." I pull. And I stare, astounded, because as far back as I can see, the one who pulled was always me. Pride joins joy. I cradle the canoe while he pulls, then throw my arms out wide as we're off. We're sailing, flying, falling, laughing. Then he holds one end while I hold the other of the sled as we climb again, me and my brother. One winter day, as we carry the canoe in between, we don't need to say a thing. And in that moment, there's nothing in my head. Nothing but the snowy hill, the brother, and the sled. Thank you.
Wow, what an amazing night. Now that all the incredible poets have performed, we are going to give our judges some time to calculate the scores. Okay, and they're in.
Here's the moment we've all been waiting for. Our third place winner for the 2021 JPS Poetry Slam is... Our second place winner for the 2021 JPS Poetry Slam is... And finally, our first place winner for the 2021 JPS Poetry Slam is... Let's have a final round of applause for all of our poets. Thank you so much for attending from the comfort of your homes. We are so glad that you could have taken some time to enjoy our local poets and their talents. Have a good night.